For some youngsters in Africa, basketball is merely a game. For others, it's simply a diversion from a bare existence, a particularly humble one at that, especially when compared to the West.
And right up, yes.
But for others still, basketball is a dream-inducing slingshot that can, with a little luck and a lot of hard work, actually deliver them to the land of riches. Deliver them to the NBA. It's a dream that Akeem Olajuwon realized 25 years ago when he left the University of Houston to become the first African-born player ever chosen #1 overall in the NBA draft. More Africans followed: Manute Bol from Sudan in 1985 and Dikembe Mutombo from the Congo in 1991. But since those days, the cultivation of African players since 1984 has evolved from a seemingly haphazard process into a semi-structured network. It's a basketball pipeline of sorts, sending a steady stream of highly motivated players to U.S. programs. A database survey by the Associated Press found that there are 170 Africans playing today at U.S. colleges and universities, and 100 more at the high school level. In the NBA, there are 7 African-born players, representing less than 2% of all players. But there are many more youngsters, like 6'10" Robert O.J., who view hoops as a possible ticket to college and a better life. Better than the one he had in Nigeria, where O.J. had to catch, roast, and eat rabbits and snakes to survive.
I've always dreamed of coming to the United States, and I've always dreamt of making it to the NBA, and I've always dreamt of being successful and to help my family.
But chasing that dream, says fellow Nigerian Talib Zana, can also be emotionally agonizing. He even had to forego a trip home when his father died, not wanting to risk visa problems on his U.S. return. Speaking of his overall experience, he says,
I think that was a real tough decision I ever made in my life, but I just have to stick to it, be strong, and I'm now used to it, so I try to be a man on my own.
This overseas hoops journey begins at local camps, like this one near Dakar, Senegal, called SEEDS, or Sports for Education and Economic Development in Senegal. These camps attract AAU coaches from the U.S., who then funnel some players to prep schools as well as their own teams back home. AAU coach Lindsey Davis has turned African recruiting into something of a specialty. Once players land in the U.S., Davis lines up financial aid at schools such as Mount Zion Christian Academy in Durham, North Carolina.
The economics are such that Mount Zion is very generous in that they do offer scholarships. So they are able to have the scholarship to the school. The economics of weekends and the travel and all of the other things, I'm the sponsor. So I have to make those things happen for these young men.
As for Zana, he's a success story discovered by former Georgetown player Godwin Owanje at a camp he runs in Lagos. Zana came to America in 2006 and started Bishop McNamara High School near Washington, D.C. This fall, he'll be playing top-level college ball at Pittsburgh, a national powerhouse under coach Jamie Dixon. While the 6'9" Zana is taking his game to the next level, the same can also be said for DJ Benga, a 6-year veteran in the NBA. Today, the backup center, while playing albeit sparingly, is a member of the world champion Los Angeles Lakers. His career average is less than 2 points per game. But don't let that production fool you. This 7-footer is a huge hero in his native Congo, and his hope is to inspire his countrymen, like Olajuwon and Mutombo inspired him.
That's why maybe I'm here, because they pass here. That's why maybe I'm here. And maybe after me, somebody else is going to pass. That's how I want to keep doing, continuing. And for them, I always thank you them every time when I see them.
Elbows locked.
Looking at the big picture, it's fair to ask whether all this dream chasing produces opportunities for exploitation. For his part, Coach Davis, who also holds a daytime job selling medical equipment, insists he makes no money developing his players and does it strictly to help these youngsters better their lives.
It's easy when you're on the sideline to say that something isn't right or something isn't fair for a young kid, I'm one who says, get in the game, and you'll actually see how difficult this is for yourself in order to maintain it and to actually try to make a difference and change lives.
These players will tell you their lives have changed for the better. And now, given the chance to improve themselves, using basketball as their beacon of hope, they plan to return the gift they've been given.
If I get into the NBA, I make my money, I go back to Nigeria where I come from, organize camps for people, for kids down there, because we have a lot of talent down there.
So in Africa, here's a thing to bear in mind. When kids take to the court for some pickup ball, oftentimes it's a lot more than just a game. John Klobuchar, The Associated Press.